For those of you that already know who is Lord Chaitanya, hearing a nice way of appreciating the event that we're undertaking this evening. Gaura Poornima, just identified as Gaura Poornima. Not only the moon looks golden at Gaura Poornima, but during the Gaura Poornima of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, he's also identified as Gaura, as you see in the picture, because his form was golden. Or, as we heard in the drama, Gaura Hari. So, we're observing the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, Gaura Hari, who is the form of the Lord who appears in this present age of Kali for the purpose of delivering the Yuga Dharma. Dharma, you all know the meaning. Dharma is the practice of religiosity, but specifically Yuga Dharma is that form of religious practice most effective for our present age. According to the Vedic picture of time, there are, just like here in the West, there are 4 seasons. In India, there are 6 seasons. But here there's 4 seasons. And those seasons rotate. It's now, winter is ending and spring is beginning. And you know what comes after spring. We've been around a few times. It's summer. And we know what follows summer. It's fall. We know what follows fall. Winter. And then again, spring. So just as the seasons rotate, the Vedic picture in the first of the 4 yugas, in Satya Yuga, the means for achieving spiritual perfection is what? Meditation. Dhyayate. By the process of meditation, one could best achieve spiritual perfection. For achieving spiritual perfection, the process of Vedic sacrifice, yajna. And then following the age of Ramachandra or Treta Yuga is Dwarka Yuga. The process of deity worship or archana was most effective. But in this age of Kali, because conditions are so unfortunate, the process is very simple. Even children, even a dog. A dog can chant. Lord Chaitanya can induce a dog to chant. They're not so powerful. But human beings, if they simply take up this process of chanting, kirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord, then spiritual perfection can be achieved. So Gaura Hari, or Lord Chaitanya, came to deliver this process of Nam Sankirtan. There's a verse in the scripture. Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. Kalo, in this age of Kali, Kalo Nastyeva. Nastyeva means not Asti Eva. There is certainly no other means in this age of Kali for achieving spiritual perfection. Gatir Anyata. There's not another means to achieve the goal of, in West Bengal, you'll recognize this building. And do you know who was Lord Chaitanya? I said, of course I know who was Lord Chaitanya. I was in Mayapur for 3 weeks. He said, I am from Navadvip. And in his tag I read, S.K. Das, Bengali, because he is bestowing freely what no one else has ever given. Pure love of Krishna. Those of you that know Bhagavad Gita, what's the final instruction that Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita? The final instruction that Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. Sarvadharmam Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Praja Aham Tam Sarvapapibhyo Moksha Yashami Masvacha. But Krishna is teaching that if you surrender unto Him, He will free you. Sarva papegyo, moksha yasham. The attainment of spiritual perfection can be had if you simply surrender unto Him. What did Lord Chaitanya say? Whoever you are, qualified, unqualified, take love of God. But I'm an unfortunate person. I'm born in America. I don't even know about Krishna, and I'm so disqualified in so many ways. Never mind. Take love of Krishna. Take love of Krishna. Just say yes, as Rupa Sanatana was saying. Just have that eagerness to receive it. And how is that form of love of God given? In the form of the holy name. This is a photograph of a Murti of Lord Chaitanya in Sridham Mayapur. And our founder, Acharya of ISKCON, Prabhupada, first started the center very near the birthplace of Chaitanya. And to this day, when you visit the room where he stayed, you'll see this Murti of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here are some verses that identify Lord Chaitanya's identity. Who is Lord Chaitanya? As S.P. Das was asking, you know. Here's Srimad Bhagavatam saying who is Lord Chaitanya. The 11th canto, Krishna Varnam Krisha Krishnam Tango Pangas Parshinam Gagyai Sankirtana Prayayar Janti Sumedasam. This is a discussion between King Mimi was asking the great sages, the Nava-Yogendras, about the forms of the Lord as they appear in the different yugas. And when they're describing the Yuga avatar in Kali Yuga, they describe in the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of God that will constantly sing the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, Tvisha Krishna is Sham. He's blackish in complexion. But Krishna is not blackish in complexion. But he's Krishna himself. He's accompanied with his associates, his servants, his weapons, and his confidential companions. Sango, Pangastra Parshadam. When Lord Chaitanya comes, he appears with his principal associates. These are known as the Pancha Tattva, the principal associates of Lord Chaitanya. I'll show them to you again. But here is Lord Chaitanya, and to his right is Lord Nityananda. Just like on our altar, you'll see Lord Chaitanya, and to his right is Lord Nityananda. And Advaitacharya, pictured with the beard because he was elder, like Lord Chaitanya's father in age. And Gadadhar and Srivas. And together these five engaged in Sankirtan, the congregational chanting, throughout all of Navadvip. And as their kirtan through all the villages of Navadvip increased, thousands and thousands of persons took part. Eventually, their chanting went straight to the house of Chand Kazi, the Muslim magistrate at the time who was ruling over the whole of Navadvip. And Chand Kazi declared that very day that for all successive generations following myself, whoever will be the ruler here in Navadvip, the chanting of the holy name should go on without obstruction. But Lord Chaitanya didn't stop there. He took the chanting of the holy name throughout all of India. The details are described in the literatures you find in the table in the back. He traveled throughout all of India, all directions in India. And he declared In time, the chanting of the holy names will be heard in every town and village throughout the world. And our founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada, took that mission very seriously and brought here to America, and then to Europe, and then to Africa, and then to Australasia, and now even in China, and places all around the world. The chanting of the holy name is being conducted. We still have some work to do. It still has to be every town and every village. So you can all participate. Whatever town and village you are from, when you go back, chant Hare Krishna. It'll help fulfill Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prophecy. In the latter stages of Mahaprabhu's life, he entered into deep states of ecstasy and separation from Krishna. He was residing in Jagannath Puri at the request of his mother. And from the place very near Jagannath Temple in Puri, for 24 years of his life he remained in ecstasy of love of God and encouraging all to take part. Very quickly I'm going to give you some scriptural references that identify who is Lord Chaitanya. You might be surprised to know that in the Chandogya Upanishad, Lord Chaitanya is referenced. Here's the quote. In the middle of that lotus city is a place called Mayapur. And in the middle of Mayapur is a place called Antardweep. That place is the home of Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Did you know that the Upanishads speak of Lord Chaitanya? In the Garuda Purana, there's another reference. In the first Sandhya, or period of Kali Yuga, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will assume a golden form. First, he'll be the husband of Lakshmi. And then he'll be a sannyasi who stays near Lord Jagannath at Puri. For those of you that are familiar with the Vedas, can you think of one of the forms of the Lord that accepted the sannyas order? Answer, no. But there is one. The one that's being referenced in Garuda Purana is Lord Chaitanya. Golden in complexion, who took birth in Navadvip, who engaged in the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, and then accepted the order of sannyas and resided in Puri for the remaining 24 years of his life. Very clear scriptural reference. Here's another one from Mahabharata, from the Vishnu Sahasranam. Were you aware? In Vishnu Sahasranam, in Dana Dharma Karma, it is said, in his early pastimes, he appeared as a householder with a golden complexion. His limbs are beautiful, and his body smeared with the pulp of sound of what seems like molten gold. The complexion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like that of molten gold. Gauranga, golden limbs like molten gold. In his later pastimes, he accepts the sannyas order, and he is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion, and he silences the impersonalist non-devotees. There are many. Just going to give one more. In Shringa Purana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will appear again in the Kali Yuga. His form will be golden. He will delight in chanting the Lord's holy name. And his name is also mentioned. His name will be Chaitanya. When Lord Chaitanya was young, he was given the name Nimai by one family member, friend of the family, because he was born under a neem tree. And the other children of Mother Sachi died shortly after birth. The neem has a property, not only a medicinal property, but it gives protections. So he was given the name Nimai. Nimai Pandit, when he became a young student, a Brahmana, who was teaching Sanskrit grammar and logic in Navadvip. But when he took sannyas, very remarkable thing happened. His sannyas guru, Keshava Bharati, gave him a brahmachari name. Krishna Chaitanya was his name, sannyas name. Although normally would come Bharati, according to the line of sannyas that he was initiated in. But it wasn't Bharati, it was Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And so for the rest of his days, Sri Krishna Chaitanya is how he was identified. Or Gaura Hari, as we heard earlier. The Supreme Lord Hari, who is golden in complexion. Here is his deity form, one of the tallest deities I've seen in my life. To dress the deity, they have to stand on a ladder. He's something like 10 feet tall, dead with his arms raised. Very, very tall deity. Here's the Panchatattva form of the Lord. And we're going to see close up of the face of Lord Chaitanya. And to his right is Lord Nityananda. Here's a painting of the meeting of the two, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, in Navadvip. Very, very wonderful pastime as described in a biography about Lord Chaitanya, Chaitanya Bhagavat. If we had a few hours, I would tell you many stories. We're using their Brahminical strength and power simply for material prosperity instead of for spiritual elevation. He became so concerned for the welfare of people in general that he sat by the side of the Ganges, worshipping his Shalagram Shiva, offering Tulsi buds, manjaris, and palmfuls of Ganges water, and calling out very loudly one verse from Padma Purana that says, "O Lord, when one offers you a sincere devotion, even something simple as a leaf or water, you become obliged to that person." He was appealing to Lord Chaitanya, appealing to the Lord to please make his appearance, to deliver the people of this age of Kali. So Lord Chaitanya appeared. Now to Lord Chaitanya's left is Gadadhar Pandit, a childhood friend of Lord Chaitanya, and a pure devotee of the Lord, and Srivas Thakur. Here they are in their form, as you will see when we sometime visit Sridham Maya. The very, very wonderful place, the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On Gaura Poornima day, just for observing the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, the crowds in the appearance place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are, I don't know how they calculate the number of persons. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of persons. Huge kirtan hall. Compared to this space, at least 8 times the size, filled with people, chanting and dancing the holy name of the Lord. Very pleasing before the forms of Lord Chaitanya, and we'll also have our opportunity to do the same before the time of Maharaj and Krishna Balaram. So there's a little idea of who is Lord Chaitanya. And I think S.K. Das, the security guard at the Delhi airport, was very happy to know that so many persons are hearing about the glories of Lord Chaitanya and are getting the opportunity to chant the holy name congregation. So thank you all for coming.